It still has one of the best speed alarm features that you could ask for, allowing you to set up both visual and audible alarms for multiple speeds, making the chance of you getting a speeding ticket a lot less when compared to some other head-up displays. But the physical display screen itself is the area in which the G12 has been improved on the most. Its large display screen is now even better than before. The visibility is now sharper and clearer to view, there's more colors, more display modes to choose from. It is the display screen that every HUD owner needs. Approximately 10 months ago, I reviewed a head-up display known as the G10, and since then it has gone through a couple of upgrades. The first upgrade being the G11 HUD, and the third and final upgrade being this one right here, the G12. The G10, G11, and G12 head-up displays do all look identical when not powered up, because the main difference between all three HUDs is the actual display screen itself. The size of the display screen remains the same at approximately 5 inches by 2.5 inches, but this time with a more flatter and matte finish. Most of the features remain the same as well, but how and where some of the data is displayed on the screen, including the introduction of more colors and color blending, are the most noticeable differences between all three devices. I have also noticed that the display is more vibrant and clear to look at with the G12 as well. It is noticeably better, and that alone is a feature that makes the upgrade well worth it. Now, because overall all three of these HUDs are very similar, I decided to skip reviewing the G11 altogether and concentrate on the G12 instead. A lot of the followers of this channel will already know I am a big fan of the G-series head-up displays in general, and the G10 has always been one of my favorite head-up displays, so the G12 is definitely one I'm excited to be reviewing. Just like the G10 and the G11, the G12 is once again solely a GPS-controlled head-up display, and surprisingly enough, even after two more upgrades, the G12 is also still using a micro USB connector for the power connection port. It has not been updated to USB-C, which, if I'm honest, I find disappointing as USB-C is by far the superior connection. But fortunately, the G12 does make up for this in other areas. It is supplied with a micro USB cable on the box as well though, like most other head-up displays are, which is good as this means it comes with everything you need to use it. That is providing your vehicle has a USB port as well, of course. If it doesn't, you will need to provide your own cigarette lighter socket USB adapter like this to be able to power it up. Using a USB adapter is a good option when your cigarette lighter socket is ignition controlled, as this means the HUD will just turn on and off with the ignition as well. The G12, like its siblings, is not a projective type of head-up display at all. It just uses an LCD display screen, and using the supplied suction mount adapter, it can very easily be attached to your front windscreen like this, which I am and always have been a big fan of. It can also be stuck to your dashboard as well, if preferred, using these adhesive strips that it is also supplied with. The operation of the G12 is still controlled by this single scrolling wheel here on the top of the device, which when pressed also functions as a selection button as well. This is how you navigate through the different settings and set up the device. I like this design because it keeps the device free of multiple external buttons, which can make it look cheap and outdated, as using multiple buttons is now becoming an old-fashioned design for a head-up display. Now, as for the features, the G12 does support both kph and mph speed units, just like its siblings, and it does also include a clock as well. It does not, however, support the 24-hour time format, but it does have a built-in calendar feature as well that will provide you with the current date. Along with that, you also get a compass, altitude meter, and angle direction meter as well. And because it is a GPS-controlled head-up display, a satellite meter is also included. It also provides you with your latitude and longitude coordinates as well, including a driving distance meter, a driving time meter, and even an acceleration time meter as well. As for the alarms that you can set up with the G12, it does have a driving fatigue alarm that will alert you both audibly and visually when you have been driving for a long period of time and recommend that you pull over for a rest. This time period can be set up from anywhere between 1 to 8 hours. By default, this is set to 8 hours like a lot of the other head-up displays, which in my opinion is way too long to be driving without a rest, but because this time period is customizable, that is not important anyway. And then we have the built-in speed alarm feature with again both audible and visual alerts. The G12 once again, just like its siblings, does support multiple speed alarms as well, allowing you to set up not just one, but 3 individual speed alarms, and this is still one of my personal favorite features for any head-up display to have, of which a lot still don't. These 3 individual speed alarms can be set up for any speed between 1 to 250 km per hour. The audible speed alarm is also not overly loud, annoying, or continuous either. Once a speed alarm is triggered, it will only beep 10 times before then going quiet and resorting to the visual speed alarm only, which is continuous, but not in an annoying type of way. And of course it works this way for all 3 speed alarms if set up as well. Now would be a perfect time to give you a demonstration of how the speed alarm feature works, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have all three speed alarms set up. The first is set to 30 kilometers per hour, the second is set to 40 kilometers per hour, and the third is set to 50 kilometers per hour. And as usual, and as you probably noticed, as you can see, they are set up in reverse order as well. We do this because of the visual speed alarm that will continuously flash if we do not set them up in this order. And once all three speed alarms have been set up correctly, this is how they work. Now, if you want the speed alarms to be visual only, without the audible alarm, this can be turned off by simply holding the scrolling wheel to the right for 2 seconds until you hear the HUD beep 3 times, indicating that the internal buzzer has now been turned off. To turn the buzzer back on again, we just do the same thing, but this time you will only hear 2 beeps, indicating that the buzzer is now turned back on again. Now, one common complaint I receive a lot about many of the G series head-up display models is that if you plug it in and turn on the ignition, as I will do now, to set up all of the settings and then turn off the ignition again, when you go to use the head-up display for the first time, all of your saved settings have been erased. So then you set it up all over again, and the same thing happens. None of your settings have been saved. This does not happen because of a fault with the product though. It's also important to note that the reason this is happening is not your fault either. This is actually extremely common, and it is also a problem that is not documented or explained in the instruction manual either. Why this is happening is due to the HUD having an internal battery inside, which is solely used for the memory of the settings. That internal battery is very small, but it also needs to be charged up before the first use as well. If the battery is not charged up first, any changes that you make to any of the settings will not be saved, therefore they will be lost and erased. It's important before setting up the head-up display to just plug it in and start the engine for a couple of minutes first. After that, you can set up your head-up display exactly how you want to, and you will find that all of your settings will now be permanently saved, and you won't experience this problem again. So no, this does not mean you have a faulty product. The internal battery level is simply just too low to hold the memory for the settings before it has been charged. So remember, if you're experiencing this problem, you need to charge the battery up before setting up the device for the first time, and a couple of minutes is more than long enough to recharge it. Now, if comparing the G12 to the G10 Head Up Display, which only had around 8 different display modes to choose from, the G12 has been upgraded heavily in this area because it has 15 different display modes to choose from, and they are the speed by itself, the speed with a compass, the speed, driving distance, and the acceleration meter, the speed, driving distance, acceleration meter, and the compass, the speed with a speed bar only, the speed, speed bar, and the compass, the speed, driving distance, acceleration meter, and speed bar, the speed, driving distance, acceleration meter, speed bar, and the compass, the speed by itself with a GPS satellite meter, the speed, GPS satellite meter, and the compass, the speed, driving distance, acceleration meter, and the GPS satellite meter, the speed, driving distance, acceleration meter, GPS satellite meter, and the compass, the speed, speed bar, and the GPS satellite meter, the speed, speed bar, satellite meter, and the compass, the speed, driving distance, acceleration meter, speed bar, and the GPS satellite meter, and lastly the speed, driving distance, acceleration meter, speed bar, GPS satellite meter, and the compass. However, some of these display modes are also customizable as well, and by pressing the scrolling wheel to the left and the right, this allows us to be able to display even more data on the screen, such as the clock, an acceleration time meter, a driving angle meter, don't get this confused with the compass, which is for driving direction, not driving angle, and then back to the default measurement again, which is the driving time meter. Then if we scroll to the right, we get a altitude meter, our latitude coordinates, our longitude coordinates, and even the date as well. This now, technically speaking, bringing the total number of display modes to a minimum of 21, all depending on how and which data you want displayed on the screen at all times. And that is the G12 Head-Up Display. So the biggest update, as you have now seen, is the display screen itself, with a few extra display modes added as well. The functionality and operation of the head-up display is identical. It's still very easy to use, it's even more clear and visible to read in all lights of the day, and in my personal opinion, it is just a really good head-up display. So if you currently have the G10 head-up display, is upgrading to the G12 worth it? In my opinion, again, it definitely is. The updated display screen is a big improvement, and due to the difference in cost only being a few dollars, the G12 is without any question the best option to go for. As I said earlier on in the video, the G10 has always been one of my favorite head-up displays, but now that has to be replaced with the G12. And why? Well, of course, this does come down to the individual's own opinions and preferences for what they are looking for in a head-up display. But for me personally, it's the large size display screen, the excellent clear and vibrant visibility, the convenience of being able to attach it to the bottom corner of my front windscreen, keeping it out of the way of my driving view. This is my favorite position for a head-up display to be mounted. And lastly, the amount of data that can be displayed on the screen at once. In my eyes and for my needs, the G12 ticks all the right boxes, and if you're anything like me, then you're really going to like the G12 head-up display as well. But what if the G12 head-up display is not for you? What other options do you have? Well, because I review a lot of head-up displays, I would recommend checking out the HUD playlist on this channel, where you will find many other reviews, and you can find that by tapping here. And that now brings us to the end of another video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more car tech content just like this, and I hope to see you all in the next video.